Hi, Robert Massimi, No Bull with Raging Robert. Um, on Tubi, there's another documentary called Sid and Nancy, based on Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. Nancy Spungen was a hangers on, um, like Sid Vicious had a very, very bad heroin habit. Um, she was a prostitute. She was from Philadelphia, and she came to New York. She was a big groupie, slept with a lot of the musicians, but was also considered to be not all there. Kind of crazy, loud. A lot of people didn't like her. Um, she would move to England after New York City and would latch on to Sid Vicious. And her and Sid would do massive amounts of heroin. Sid Vicious, it was the at the end of the Sex Pistols, and the Sex Pistols, Malcolm McLaren, who managed the Heartbreakers as well as the Sex Pistols, um, was directly involved in trying to get him booked for gigs. Uh, so the nexus of the documentary is: did Sid Vicious really kill Nancy Spungen? And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that he didn't. Apparently, the night of her death, he took 32 Tuinol, which would kill most people, but most people testified that he was out cold. Um, Sid Vicious came and played two times a night at Max's Kansas City, making $3,000 to $4,000 a night. And Nancy, who was managing him at that time, uh, uh, was holding the money, and they said that somebody, maybe it was Rocket Red Glare, a person by that name, or this guy Mike, who no one knew his last name, maybe killed Nancy for the money. Nancy was really disliked wherever she went. She was very loud, and people just didn't like being around her. They thought she was a little nutty. Uh, she was Jewish by religion. I'm not sure what her nationality was. Sid, of course, was British. Um, Nancy was a loudmouth who always bragged about things. So when Sid came back to New York, she basically threw it in people's faces. Look at me now. I'm the girlfriend of a big star. And the other possible motive was that people hated her that much that they just wanted to kill her. But because they hung around with addicts, it's believed that somebody stole the money and killed her while Sid Vicious was passed out. Um, they, it was at the Chelsea Hotel. You had a lot of seedy people hanging out at that time at the Chelsea, a lot of addicts. It was a place for artists and entertainers. Writers and things like that. So people mostly had drug habits with very little money. So it's interesting that they bring up that the cops didn't at all try to find the killer. They just labeled that it was him that did it. The knife was wiped clean, so there were no prints or proof that Sid Vicious did it. So it's interesting. It gives you a history of punk, tells you about Sid and Nancy, and I recommend it. It was good. It's on Tubi. Thank you.